Technology is a very generic term used nowadays, and of course it is a very generic term, and there are countless number of sub branches to it: robotics, space tech, that this. And in the last episode of Tech Talks, we had Lakshmi Narayana from Equinox, where we spoke a lot about space and consumer tech. And in this episode, we have Gokul Raj, chair of IEEE RAS of my university. Hi Gokul, nice to have you, and hope you're doing well in this pandemic.
Yeah, I am, and thanks for calling me.
Yeah, and Gokul, you have a ton of experience when it comes to robotics and other tech related to it, and I've seen you working on a lot of cool projects too, and teaching students about robotics and microcontrollers, etc., etc. So, can you introduce more about yourself and your interests?
Yeah, cool. So, as you guys watching this video, I guess you know I'm Gokul Raj, or else you're just watching for Pawan. He's doing a great job, by the way. So, where to start? Okay, fine. So, I had interest in robotics from 5th grade to 6th grade actually. I don't know how I caught up with it, but I'm really passionate about it. So, I joined engineering because I wanted to do robotics in my master's, and people told me EC is closely related to robotics, which I realized it's not after joining. So in the first year I joined my PSU.io and I started learning about basics of robotics. Before that I had no clue what it is. I just know it's some fascinating branch, that's it. Then I started learning, doing projects, participating in hackathons and doing internship, and developed knowledge in it. When I thought I'm confident enough, then I started teaching people. I have successfully taught 5 batches of students in PSU.io, around 200-250 people. So I guess that's it about me. I just love to do projects and also teach people.
I thought you only taught for like 3 slots, but you told it's 5 slots. Yeah, I didn't know about that. That's cool, bro. And yeah, so how all these Tech Talk episodes work in my channel is it's more like a questionnaire. So I keep asking you questions about your field and you'll be answering them. You can choose to answer in a short way or a long way. It's up to you. Yeah, so let's start with the first question. Gokul, so my first question would be this. Might be a very generic type of question. So now we have already had so many bots and computers, IoT devices that taken over a lot of human jobs, and it is very obvious that in the future also this is going to continue as tech advances. So say down 20 years, and how many human jobs would AI and robots could take over?
I mean, that's a very good question, and also like a complicated one. See, the thing is, yeah, it's true that so many companies are adopting for robotics, and recently Volkswagen told they are replacing humans fastly. I mean, not replacing, correcting it, replacing the jobs, or like where people doing repetitive, basic, minimal jobs with robots. They are like, when a robot can do 5% job in 25 cents, that job a human takes around $1. So they are like, it's more productive and also efficient, but we are not replacing all the jobs, like major repetitive ones or something like that. But again, if you ask, like, this will keep on increasing, and at the end, like, there will be no humans at all working. No, it's not like that. When some opportunity closes, something opens, right? Similarly, when robots take over major things, like, people will move forward. Like, right now people are doing some minimal tasks which are again and again. That's what robot is taking place. That means people can't do it anymore. Then they have to go to a stage where they have to work on some technical field, and they have to improve their knowledge, and this goes towards improving standard of living, and the kind of environment we live in, things like that. So yeah, at the end of the day, where this will lead us, everyone will be doing productive technical work, then repetitive
Correct. And we got to improve our knowledge about stuff also, because we'll be doing technical stuff a lot.
Actually, even though you don't think I should do it, it will push you to do it, because like, when that's the major reason where people don't use robots in army or in space for major tasks. When there is fear, only humans can improvise things like exponentially. So yeah, you automatically will do that.
Yeah, we will. Yeah, correct. So yeah, let's move on to the next question then, and it's about autonomous vehicles. And what are your thoughts on it? Like one group says that it's more safer and better than human driving, and the other group completely seems to disagree with the concept of self-driving technology. So what are your thoughts on this? What do you feel?
Actually, I guess I'm a right person to answer this because my recent internship was on autonomous vehicles. So I was working on this vehicles which will go in parking lot and go in platforms and deliver goods and stuff like that, like Starship robots basically. See, of course, everyone will have a doubt. When they invented gas stove, people are like, "What if the cylinder burns?" When they invented electricity, they're like, "What if I touch it?" When they invented car, what if an accident happens? It takes time to adopt, but at the end of the day, everything is being productive. Everything was being helpful. So same thing. Like if you think like companies like Tesla, if they don't think it's safe, do you think they will announce it to public and implement it? Right now also people are using self parking systems where they press a button, car parks itself. And also we can see so many YouTube videos where saying Tesla saved this human's life, Tesla saved this car from being in accidents, stuff like that. So and also they are replacing with complete visual system instead of lidar based autonomous systems. So this autonomous cars are there from 1990s. First autonomous car was developed on Carnegie Mellon universities with the lidars on an actual car, and they drove it on a race car actually. So this is still in a museum over there, and the technology developed in last 2 decades are exponential compared to previous other years. You can see from telephone to now we have smart watches. So I mean, it's not like yesterday we invented self-driving car. Today I'm asking you get inside. No, it was a huge process, and still people working on it. And who knows? In maybe like now only you can see robot taxis in for.
Yeah, there are brands like Zoox and Waymo, and a lot of high parent companies like Amazon owns Zoox, and Google, Waymo branched out of Google. So it's like a huge bunch of companies are spending money on it. So it's not like they would have simply done it.
Yeah, and people say if you implement a self-driving vehicle in India, it can go in anywhere in the world.
Yeah, so, I mean, first of all, you have to be that perfect with everything you do, because the sensors might go mad in this country's road.
But there is this company called Swayam Robotics in India only. I guess it's Swayam only, yeah. So these people actually work on autonomous vehicle in Indian roads. They have tested also. So if that works here, I mean, it can work anywhere, dude. Come on.
For sure. It's like same like if you can drive in here in India, you can drive anywhere in the world. Just like that. So yeah, let's move to the next question then. So at one point of time, I was really excited to read about microbots, which can get inside your bodies and do things, maybe deliver a particular medicine to a desired body part, or even
have you heard the rumor that people were like mad theories about vaccine? They're injecting microbots.
Oh my god!
So that they can control you. Bill Gates doing this stuff. Blah blah.
That's all idiotic. Oh my god! And these robots can also potentially get rid of harmful stuff inside your body and cure diseases. So where do you think this tech will go in the future, and can it really save lives and can revolutionize medical?
Definitely, dude. Because recently, let's leave microbots. Let's leave microbots for a second. Let's think of how robots help the people in health industry. Before 10 years, people are paralyzed. They are just paralyzed. They can't do anything. But right now, you can see Stephen Hawking's chair, how he used it, even though he was completely paralyzed. But at that time, it was like a great technology. Even now, it's a great technology, of course. But now, people have access to it. People can get it. You can see in hackathons, people are doing some things like that, using eye-based things like that and stuff. And prosthetic arm, and then artificial legs. Robotics has come a long way in medical field, and also in robotics, used in surgery also for accurate transplantation and stuff like that. So in healthcare, robotics is playing a major role right now. And microbots, when you say microbots, my mind goes to Big Hero 6. That's Swarm robot. When he think of something, it will make. But about microbots going inside our body. I have recently read a paper where they designed a capsule, biodegradable capsule, which have medicine in it. You take it, it will go, and then at a particular time, it will just spread that medicine. So things like that are developing. But if self-driving car, if we can see that in 20 years, these kind of meds we can see in 40 years. People won't just accept medicines like self.
Seriously, yeah. They won't take risk with their lives. Of course, they won't.
It takes time, but of course it will be really, really, really helpful, because you can see how people who are like born without legs and hands, who are born with difficulties, are able to overcome it using robotics. They get what artificial leg, which is connected to their spinal cord, and which they can control it using their brain, and it just blows the mind. And also you would have seen this TED videos where a person connects some 3 electrodes in other person's hands, and however he moves his hand, that person hand moves. This goes, and also people, there's a small device, electrode kind of thing, they just attach it with a cockroach, they control the cockroach like a remote car, which leads scary also, like what if he attaches that to my brain?
My brain can control your brain also now.
So it is going in a good direction, and I guess in future it will be like people, we won't be having something called people with disability, because everyone can do everything because of technology. So I guess it's everything for a good cause.
Yeah, it is, surely is. So now let's move to the last question, I believe. So I've heard that this day and age, that there are still some maintenance issues with whatever robotic products we create, like energy source for them. They might require a lot of hardware memory storage solutions. Especially now we are using electricity, right, battery to power them. And is there any other way that we can use to make these bots simultaneous and more efficient, so that we stop dealing with maintenance, as start creating self-sustainable bots, and like we don't have to take care of them at all, they take care of themselves, and like self-sustainable bots? Can we do that?
Basically you're asking an arc reactor, right? So unlimited power supply. See, again, in the battery technology also we came a long way. You can see how much time the Tesla car is taking to recharge, and how much time it is working. Like olden days, we take the earphone only, like OnePlus earphones, like it takes 10 minutes of charging and works for 6-7 hours. I mean, come on, like, so we are improving it in exponential speed, and also like maintenance, of course, like everything needs maintenance. That's what I told, right? When robots take over things, it will open new jobs, and the major jobs will be maintaining these robots, So if it starts maintaining that also, then I mean, come on, what will you do? So I mean, there is of course human, like they are dependent on us, because like if something happens, we should only go improvise it, and like make it proper. And also battery technology, people are trying now to replace, like use nuclear waste and convert it into a battery, and it shows significant results right now. According to some people, once you charge that battery which is made with nuclear waste, you can use it for around an year without recharging it. So they are developing, because people say modern problems needs modern solution. So when we come to robotics and these things, as you said, maintenance and power becomes a major question. So people trying to find solution different ways, and that's where one of the avenue is nuclear waste. After power plant, this waste are just dumped. Instead, what they can do from that, use that radiation, convert it into a battery power, and yeah,
that makes sense. No, instead of wasting your nuclear waste, you just convert waste to power again.
I wish that's as easy as we just speak.
It's not, yeah. Hopefully it will be in near future, And yeah, so let's end this session with a small casual talk now. So, do you know or thought of any rare unheard things about all these high-tech bots and computers AI can do in the future, except these mainstream stuff which people are already working on right now? Robots can drive cars, they can clean homes, and do deliveries already. So these are all mainstream stuff which people have already thought of. Do you have any other idea or plans, or do you think robots can do much more things than what they're doing right now?
Okay, so let's take our lifestyle only. We wake up. So in the morning, a robot can give you coffee when you wake up. It can turn off your alarm. It can turn on the lights. It can turn on the geyser. You take bath, you come, you get ready. Then a self-driving car can drive you to the like workplace. There can be telepresence robots where people work from home but actually staying there. Then like if let's say you are in working a manufacturer firm, then there will be robots which manufacture things for you. You are in a school, then robots can teach you with like better visuals and stuff like that. And Then you go into a restaurant, robots cook food for you. They dine it for you. Then you go to sleep, like home automation, it closes the door, locks everything, and makes you sleep. I mean, it like from small part of life to like big thing which we see, like from doing surgeries. Robotics can be anywhere and everywhere actually.
So it's like basically you automate everything in your life.
Uh, if there's a chance, I would do. Yeah. So I mean, see, dude, that the one thing is like it's always people say robots are there for you to help you, and it's not the other way around. The one major thing where people don't use robots at all, you can see they don't use robots in army. They don't use robots in space, not because they will take over and take charge. No, it's because when we have fear, humans are the only people who can improvise things, but robots can't. They just do what they are programmed to. So there are always places where only we can do better. I mean, even in China, they tried this thing, news reporter, a simple news reporter. They have made it as a AI. Like they created AI, and the AI will read the news. That didn't work out. That was like a publicity stunt. Then people start like one day it was like, oh damn, AI is reading news. Second day it was good. Third day it was good. Fourth day it was like same expressions for everything. And like no, they have to replace it by humans again. So there's a long way to go, but also I guess it will be a productive way, and you don't need to be scared because we will have new avenues opened up which we are not working on right now. Because when robots take all the manual jobs, we will take all the superior jobs. So we will always go superior to it.
Correct. Yeah, it's like we use the robots as something like a slave stuff.
Actually, the word only means slave.
Slave. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Cool. All right. Yeah, that was the video then. I got to know a lot of things. I didn't know what robot was actually. The name, it meant slave. Okay, cool. See, that's what. With these tech talks, I tend to learn new things with different people from different fields, and I'm very happy to have you today. Thank you for taking your time and joining in.
No issues, dude.
Yeah, that's about it. Thank you, Gokul. Hope you have a nice day.